He's got his sentry, wards ready to go.
There's no way they can de-ward this with 1 sentry, by the way. It's going to take 2 no matter what. How they're slightly altering the sentry positioning. Before they put it slightly south of here, over in this location, and now they're putting it in the tree spot. It's a very, very well-known spot in the tree spot, and it's very likely they'll be able to find it, but it's going to be tough. And AOI is going to start off with the de-warding. Let's see what he can get. I think he can get this Obs ward, because he'll probably place his first here. Yep, I'm smart. Nice.
Good for you.
Gets the Obs ward.
Actually, technically... Oh, no, I'm looking at the Obs.
I was looking at the block point is like right here.
He'll have to put that one like maybe straight north of that pole camp if he wants to get the second one.
He'll probably place it here-ish under this tree, and then then it will catch it. But I think he'll get this. AOI historically is pretty good at de-warding and knowing little like mechanics things, so I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get this. Very
intelligent support player here. He's going to be accompanying Fear on the Clinks here in the bottom, so a dual lane matchup at least for now. It looks like PPD is going to venture towards the mid lane, maybe flirt with Universe in the off lane. We look to June on his Clockwork. No surprise to see him do the classic cog block there. The block this time works out pretty nice from Moo. Already has it near the tower now. Sumail was able to charge out and lead in with a good 2 CS lead. Moo's going to quickly catch up and get some help here with his Static Storm, or not Static Storm, the Lightning Storm rather. What do you think more about the Lina matchup against this Leshrek? Remember last game, Moo got that quick pick and got some assistance grabbing a hold of Owie here, but more of this just dry one-on-one matchup of Lina versus Lesh.
I think it's a lot more dangerous for Lina here. Something I'm just noticing about Lesh now, he's got 4 base armor. That's actually really good. I feel like that needs a nerf right there. That's maybe the easy thing to nerf on Lesh, but Lina, much less armor. She has a bigger attack range, I guess, but it's a lot easier for Lesh to harass the Lina because he just throws out lightnings to CS and sometimes they will bounce. So Sumail has to constantly adjust his positioning as a result, and the difference is a bit easier on the other side, I feel. So it's going to be a bit tough for him to win this matchup, but at least he does have an Earthshaker in the area.
June pokes out a bit with a cog wall. They trade some nukes and he steps back, but he's not getting zoned back hard enough in this lane where he can't really leech off that sweet XP. As the 2-minute mark does approach, he wants to get a hold of this bottom rune here, and Owie wants to prevent him from doing so. Probably not a one-on-one matchup he wants to mess with, so June's going to be able to grab that one up. And Banana, who temporarily gets blocked out from PPD, denies it. No rune for anyone if I'm not going to get it. Banana heads right back to the top lane instead. So just some casual trades from both fronts. PPD just continues to be this babysitter in the mid lane. He made a stack already down here on the southern part side, and he's just going to be there as the watch guard.
Well, Skywrath Mage was able to stack the medium camp. He wanted to get the rune, unfortunately, but he was able to de-ward the pull as well. So his job now is basically just try to keep Clockwork as under level as possible. Clock is already level 3. But he's doing his best, and at some point
they're going for Universe top lane here. A long committed dive. He has some Maledict residue on him, and they're going to get the kill. Sansheng gets that last tick of the Maledict as well, and secures that one, but it's all Rabbit who's able to charge on forward and get the work done. And it's going to be Newbee who do strike first in game 2.
The hardest part about this is that he ended up buying out a Ring of Regen right before he died because he didn't have boots money yet, and it's not the item that you want first if possible. It's not the hugest deal, I guess, if you get level 3 because you're just jungling and not taking damage, but this really forces him. He can't even roam now early on because of this, so he's going to get a TP transferred to him, and he's going to go back up there for the level 3, and PPD is going to now sit behind him to hopefully protect him from getting that level, to get that level 3.
Ain't going to be easy, though. Leads in with a burrow, grabbing a CS for himself. But really don't imagine this PL is going to be running into too much threat. They're already working with their own pull-through here. Sansheng on the mark right now. On the other side, June up in arms with Owie in the meantime. They trade back and forth here, and they'll decide to pull back. How's Fear doing? He's top of CS right now, 20 and 10. It looks like a very familiar build-up we saw from the previous game. Just hoping for a bit of a different outcome here. Not looking to get locked down too easily and scouted out. And it looks like June's going to continue to get pushed back, so... Both offlaners are running into a little bit of a struggle. We look at the Newbee jungle. Banana already making up a 3rd stack here on their side. This is a lot of money to be made, whether it be for the PL or for Moo on his Leshrek.
That is so many camps.
Yeah, this is
they're doing great.
Fort Knox, a farm here nearby.
And Moo can kill it really fast, too. It's like 2 lightnings and 1 stun, and he's going to have a bit of an acceleration there. And it's all the small creeps, too. He may want to just wait till he gets his ultimate, honestly. He could probably do it way more mana efficiently. Regen rune on the bot rune, and Sumail's going to be able to pick that up with his boots. Almost level 6. Also got Banana shifting on. Great observer ward for him, but that's going to get spotted completely, so they should be able to deward that. They know it's probably in this area. Sumail ends up pinging it out, and now they just got to wait for the sentry is the next thing. Universe also hitting level 3, so he's killing the stacks as well. And in the off lane, Rabbit's farming free, of course. 26 CS, he's matching Clinks. So off lane wise, I think pretty soon here, Universe is going to accelerate much faster than Clockwork can, especially because Clock has still been level 3 here. AUI has been doing his best to zone him, but also focusing on stacks as well. So he's having some trouble here compared to Sand King. I think Sand King is definitely going to power ahead.
Yeah, Sand King definitely the benefit to fall back in the jungle to play a bit of catch-up here. Mid lane, Banana catches out Sumail a little too deep, and he gets easily punished there. They even commit more of a rotation, but it's not even necessary. Just maybe being unaware as far as where Banana has been, because he's been all over the place. To be frank, he drops what is quickly called the new Newbee ward here, which will get scouted out, but he's still hanging around mid lane enough that when Sumail pushes forward, he gets punished for it. Newbee up ahead now 2-0.
Ooh, and a bottle pickup for Phantom Lancer. You need some kind of way to keep your health up when you play Phantom Lancer, whether that's a Mask of Death, maybe a Vlad's sometimes picked up, but he opts for the bottle, which is kind of cool because it allows you to save your haste runes, invises, things like that, so you can be a bit more movement focused. So I like that pickup there. That'll be pretty nice. And PPD shifting to the off lane that gets him a level or 2 here, since obviously Universe would rather just farm in the jungle. Much better for him. In terms of him, he's able to finish his Tranquil Boots. He'll fly those out shortly and continue his farm.
Banana with another rune, man. This guy has been all over the top runes this game. It's like the third straight for him, or at least denied. Now he's going to be venturing back to this mid lane here. This was Boots alone, probably saving up for the Arcanes. Moo drains out the remainder of his mana, will head back and allow Banana to get a bit of solo time. Want to get that level 6 on the money if possible. Rabbit continues to eat fissures from PPD. I don't know if this is a game where PPD is going to go into a soul ring here after, but that would provide a lot of free farm. Looks like no, he's going to step off, get a couple of wards, reestablish some more map control for his team, more of a safety net. June on an adventure here will cross paths with Aoi, but they're just still eyeballing each other. Not till June is able to get this hookshot ready. He's trying to get him baited into Sumail. Sumail has a Laguna. This is an easy kill. Very easy.
That was a good bait. Really nicely done by AUI there. Just ran around the corner, ran into melee range, and then he saw blood. The Clockwork likes, oh, I'm going to get a level here. I'm going to get some gold. And bam, Lina in position gets the kill. I really like that.
Very nicely done. That gets EG now on the board with their first kill. And if we chuck over the overall net worth, we'll switch it across. See, it's Sumail at the top with that kill, but shortly thereafter, both
Again, coming on the bottom.
Yeah, you're right, smoked up. Sansheng and Moo in tandem. Fear is in trouble here. They're going to lead in Lightning Storm. Do they got the detection? They do. Sansheng's able to pop it. June shows right back up, and they're going to get the Clinks kill. Nicely done here. A good response from Newbee. And Clockwork is able to participate after just being brought down previously.
AUI picks up a level 4 here. He's going to shift back to the safe lane. Magic Bush, being awarded here by Newbee, which is going to prevent these camps from spawning. And the reason they're doing this is that they can't stack large camps, which would then allow Clinks to accelerate a bit faster by always having that food available to eat. So that's a very aggressive ward. I think there's a good chance that they'll deward it later, but a couple camps of that not spawning will be very nice, especially because of Sand King as well. How's Sand King doing, by the way? 875 gold. Having a bit of a tough time. Hitting level 6, though. 8 minutes here. Another stacked large camp, so he's still a bit vulnerable. Now Newbee's just moving into the enemy jungle, which is a good way to reduce their ability to farm that. So it's going to hurt the Sand King a bit, it's going to hurt the Clinks a bit, and the pressure is on, basically.
There's only so many places to farm up and so many people on EG who need that farm. Fear going to step off. He's going to get a quick death pack with his company here, but they are on the move. They're going to look to scout out their own woods, see if there's any invaders nearby. Moo already on the way out the other side, though. They might just take this party all the way, but do they have enough?
The Spotlash.
They're very split here. They're going to look for Moo.
They can kill Clock.
Here on the high ground. Okay, they'll get the quick pick from the high ground. Nicely done.
Can they get Sansheng as well?
They want it. Concussive shot will slow him down. Aoi on the move, Ancient Seal, and that's going to be enough. You know, had June maybe gotten a few more time, a little bit more XP, had his hook shot, maybe with a quick response, things could have been different, but works out wonderfully for EG there. They get the pick on the prized core, Leshrek. But all the meanwhile, Rabbit continues to work top lane. He's desperate. No, gonna get denied. Very nicely done from Universe. and a canceled TP rotation from Sumail once Rabbit already decides to step back.
Yeah, and Universe didn't have mana there, enough for Burrow Strike. Otherwise, he definitely would have Burrow Strike there, which would have led into the Lina chain stunning kill. So a bit unfortunate. If Universe maybe would have done slightly better in the early game, he might have had a bit of mana there. But that was still amazing smoke gank rotation. I can't believe they went for the Lesh there, but they had just enough range with the Clink's damage, and that was a solid kill against the enemy mid. So really, really big kill there on the Lesh.
Ooh, it's Newbee, though, on the move. Smoked up. June leading out the front. This time he is level 6, and PPD already dishes the fissure out. They are going to get the quick kill on the Banana, but look at the response that could be coming. They scout out Sumail on the other side. June makes the jump. They get the catch, and they get the kill. Does get that Laguna off, brings June down to about half-life, nothing too desperate.
Fissure in 3.
They spot out, they try to see if they can catch Fear with a dust, but nice fissure set up from PPD, a follow-up Burrow Strike.
Oh, what
but this Death Ward coming out from Sandshake is really something else. My God. They drop a serious amount of damage and hurt, and Moo leads in with a beautiful split earth, and 4 from EG go down.
That was just amazing Witch Doctor damage. That fight was gonna be completely a win for EG if that ward didn't come through. I mean, the fissure caught so many. If you're on the outside, it was gonna start right-clicking. You didn't have a huge attack speed though, not finishing treads yet, not having strafe up due to using it before, and they weren't able to punish that, unfortunately, for them. So 4-man swing, and Newbee's gonna probably be able to take the towers. Well, even Rabbit TP'd the lane. It's like, oh, there's action. Maybe we can punish this tower. I'm here.
Fortunately, not going to get the tower, though Rabbit does have over 18, now 1,900 gold saved up. Are we anticipating the straight to defusal build up here on this PL, or is he going to step off for, you know, your good old reliable Yasha? Really hard to say.
He's got about 2K in the bank. Will he even, maybe he'll even rush BOTs. I feel like I've been seeing more and more carries do that rarely sometimes, and PL's maybe an okay hero for that because it does take him a bit of time to ramp up. Because if you rush the Diffusal Blade, it's very, very good early, but you kind of need a lot of Phantom Rush for that to be useful in my opinion, or it ends up being really, really valuable. And I just don't know if that's... Yeah, it is going to be a BOT's rush. So he's going to be able to move around the map a lot faster and be participating in a lot more ganks and team fights. And he also doesn't have to spend the gold on the TPs. So it's kind of like a weak Midas that also lets you team fight a lot. So kind of interesting build up. He could also... No, never mind. He can't go invis anymore.
That is the second tower takedown as well. So Newbee come off with big picks, a big fight, and they're following up with the objectives that are necessary. EG find their own little responses, but they have yet to be able to really kind of push the envelope here and invade into Newbee territory. Universe, because of that takedown, it does set him off from his blink a little bit longer. He's getting there, though. Nearly 1,900 gold. He's going to be able to farm it up. He has the help from Aoi, just in case. But it does feel like they're putting a lot in this blink.
I mean, it's super important.
Yeah.
They're going to spot out Rabbit and maybe No Fear actually finding a creep instead. I think he might have misclicked there, actually. Maybe they did pull it instead on purpose so the tower gets pressured without any threat to them dying, perhaps. But they did de-aggro as well. I really think Fear misclicked there. It's one of those things at nighttime. You're like clicking through the darkness and all of a sudden click on a creep. Oh man, I attacked it, shoot. And then you break your invis. So pressure comes through.
PPD is invis, but it's about to wear off here. And they drop a sentry even, but he's able to get the fissure off, follow up Burrow, and that is a quick banana kill. He's looking to go for his own TP. It looks like he will make it out. June too slow with the hook, catches a creep instead. PPD makes it away, so will Universe and company.
Great gank.
Very, very nice. Quick hit and run right there, and they get the tower taken down. I don't believe it was denied. No, it was taken down from Fear.
Super good rotation by EG there.
Wonderful work.
Burst down Rubik just in time. He also put a sentry down just for vision, so they wasted that 100 gold there. They got super value out of that gank.
They're not letting up either, Purge. They just go back and they smoke once more and go right back on the move. It looks like they plan on heading towards the bottom where Moo had been farming up, but he's already on the way out. Looks like he's going for an Ags? Leshrek? Am I missing something? Point booster overclock? Uh-oh.
TV maybe?
Oh!
Ooh.
Man! Beautiful setup again from the boys in blue. They lead in with a beautiful Burrow Strike, follow-up Mystic Flare, and they get the easy kill on this Lesh.
There's no way that that'll be a Ags rush. Like, Ags is potentially useful on Lesh, but there's just better items. Octarine Core is usually the better option with no exceptions. But probably he got the point booster for the HP. and he had Arcane Boots for the extra mana pool, and then he's like, all right, I need a BKB, because otherwise I'm going to get Skyra Silenced, into Burrow Strike, into Fissure, into Dragon Slave, and that alone will kill me. It won't even take a Laguna Blade, so I think he has to get a fast BKB this game, otherwise he's just obviously the target every time. He's the main damage output, other than Death Ward, at least until PL gets his big items, and since he won BOTs, it's going to be a while for that.
Totally understandable, but you can't help but question when you see those two items together in an inventory.
His
like,
items look really weird. If anything, if I were him, I maybe would have gone Brown Boots into BKB with the point booster, but it's tough. It's definitely very tough here. Hard choice, and a lot of nukes makes Moo's job very hard here.
Here comes a smoke now out from the side of Newbee. June leading out the charge here with a hook shot in his pocket, ready to go. Has the blade mail. And they're looking to intercept the retreat of Owie and Universe, and it looks like they're going to be able to get him here. They pop, they see each other. Who's going to go first? The creeps are in the way of June. He goes right for a blade mail, which is going to do devastating work to Owie. But look at Universe. Retort with a beautiful epicenter, but it's not enough to finish him off. Oh, if they had just a +1, maybe a little Clinks or someone to clean it all up. Big damage, but not enough, and they end up both going down. Newbee lose no one, and they continue their assault towards the bottom.
Just a little too greedy from Universe there. I think AOI made the right play, throw the ult before you die, but instead Universe tried to get the triple kill. He went in on the two supports that were still full HP. If he just would have committed on the Clockwork, he guaranteed would have killed the Clockwork, and that wouldn't have been a 2 for nothing. So, and again, as soon as the fight happened and the gank happens, he BOTs and TPs in. This is the point of this build for Rabbit here. Doesn't matter where he is. If his team gets a successful team fight, he guarantees that he can be there and force the tower advantage immediately afterwards. And this is something really smart that I've seen almost no team do. It's such a cool way to play. The BOTs guarantees the tower.
And towers win you the game. Taking down towers is a part of the freaking game. It's an objective game after all, folks. And Newbee seem to be really making the most of it here. Can't agree with you more. The heavy mobility that Banana's been able to utilize on his PL has certainly paid off. 3 towers now down, the tier 2 on the bottom as well. 4 actually all day. They continue to get a lot here, and EG are forced to kind of adventure out for their own bits of farm, feeling that their own home is not too safe. So you have Sumail up here in Newbee Woods, Fear over on the other side, farming it on. He's trying to get, I don't know. I mean, he's got a Mithril Hammer for now, Purge. It might just be the Deso that he always loves to go for.
Yeah, it's flying out right now, actually.
Okay. Yep, there it is.
So Deso ready to go. And Sumail's also in the area, spending a lot of time in the enemy jungle. If he finds anybody that but look, again, Newbee is moving across the map.
Oh, they scouted him with a beautiful rocket. June catches him, but a bump back out.
Too many trees.
Oh, the battery's solid. He tried to go for a valiant TP, but that ain't happening, my friend. He does end up getting dropped. Newbee get the one-man pick. This time Universe not going to try to go in for any sort of triple kill. He's out of there as well. Heads back to base, but another successful pick for the Newbee squad. Now, they already had the tier 2 taken down, but they're just happy to scrap together the extra bits of gold, and they're going to take away the EG jungle farm. I mean, had they have a more Roche lineup, they could go for Roche as well, but it doesn't look like they have nearly the tools necessary to take him down.
I think the Rocket might have scouted at least Fear, possibly Sumail here. They're pinging him. They're thinking maybe we can get this kill, but it's very, very difficult. If he's doppelganging in the right direction, he can dodge the Lina stun, definitely. He's going to find Banana. All right, this is the kill. He's got to... Oh, he had a Ghost Scepter. He could have lived there, but the Fissure being there as well guaranteed it. So nice positioning by PPD to be in the area. And this is one of the downsides to being so aggressive with your wards. If you put them all in the enemy jungle and they don't hang out there, they do nothing.
That's true.
And EG has basically been hanging out in Newbee's jungle, and now they're finally getting some advantage from it. It's getting some kills, getting some picks. And this is what they need to come back.
We'll see what the Newbee response is going to be to these infiltrators. Maybe they pull out their own smoke and they do a sweep or something, but it's apparent that their own jungle is now threatened and not easy to adventure into. You see even Clockwork inching forward some bits of vision with his rocket just to make sure something is safe. Once they see nothing, they decide to pull back and head elsewhere. With the pressure coming in from Universe in the top lane now, he's going for that Force Staff. Certainly will help with the extra bits of mobility and help against the Clockwork quite a bit. Sumail already has his Yules. He has about 2,700 gold saved up, Purge.
I feel like he's going Bloodstone since he got Soul Ring. It's kind of a cool idea on Lina because it guarantees you have obscene mana regen, but it also means that he can stay on the map and farm a lot more. Like, Yules is obviously a lot of mana regen, but it doesn't allow you to spam. And Bottle with that also doesn't, but the Soul Ring on top, that's like unlimited mana, more or less. Not sure yet if it'll be a Bloodstone, but if it is, what it basically allows you to do is constantly cast spells, and that means your Fiery Soul is always active. So in a way, by buying Bloodstone, you're guaranteeing yourself like 200 attack speed and a guaranteed 24 movement speed. So that may be the reasoning here. So it's like you're getting stats out of the fact that you get mana regen while also having HP. So a bit of a questionable build. He just bought a recipe here. Let's see what it is. It is the Bloodstone recipe. So he's picking up the Bloodstone, lots of HP, lots of mana regen. And the other solution is, if PL drains his mana, it's coming right back with the Bloodstone.
We'll see if that's going to be a good enough answer here. Sumail currently 1-2-0. This series so far, he hasn't been as spicy as we've seen Sumail play. EG very, very serious about this. Definitely after that first game. Not looking to get a lead in with a shutdown. 0-2, but
got a Roche going on by Newbee's side, so they're going to get that with their advantage. These guys 5-man so much. You can tell how organized they are, really. It's pretty amazing.
It worked for him last year, Perch.
Yeah.
It really did.
They're like, all right, guys, this is the strat. We win.
I mean, having that kind of team chemistry, regardless of the type of game you're looking to play,
they just gave up.
Definitely helps out, and yeah, they're just not feeling it right now.
Okay.
Maybe feel a bit opposed here. Let me gander over their vision.
I mean, they just saw 2 EG players mid, so maybe that's why they're going back in. Maybe they didn't see anybody, so they thought maybe we need to not be in here. I mean, they're going to be able to do this, but it's a little tough. I mean, they've got it though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They saw Sumail top, and I think that was like, okay, definitely can move in here and get it done. And it is going to be picked up from Banana, so your PL is going to be your Aegis holder
Rabbit.
here. What did I say? Banana?
You said Banana. That's the second time, actually.
Okay, Rabbit. Rabbit is playing PL. I know
Yes.
this. He's going to be playing your PA. He's heading bottom lane. He got the Aegis. And then for the rest of the company here, including Banana, they're going to head up into their woods now.
They've got vision,
though. Scout out anyone from EG, and yeah, EG
PBD
drops a
just found
sentry,
it.
but he's like, I don't have time to go and get it. I got to get out of here.
That is the worst feeling, man. That is and they're getting dewarded too. Did they get their sentry? He didn't get it. Okay. So
Yeah.
they have the chance of coming back within 4 minutes and killing this Observer Ward. That's the worst feeling ever when you're about to deward, but you know that if you stick around and kill it that you're going to die, and then you start hitting it, and then you just die. That happens to me all the time. Bad feeling.
It's going to be fine, though. It's not worth it. Looks like a delicious 50 gold, but not going to grab it.
He's actually very mana starved this game. He only has a magic wand, actually.
Yeah.
So
that's PPD, though.
I mean, all right, 21-minute Soul Ring. He really does play the 5 Earthshaker. Like, people do not. Yeah, they don't kid around about that. PBD always very much sacrificing himself for his team, buying all the Observer Wards. But in his defense, he's only died 1 time this game, which is amazing for an Earthshaker. Most Earthshakers much more active, but EG is probably the only team that really plays like this with their Earthshaker. So pretty cool to see. So yeah, Bloodstone on Lina. He's got the Yules ready, and every time he casts a spell, he guarantees that he still has 3 Fire Soul, 255 attack speed, and 24% movement speed. This guy's running at 477 all the time. That is incredible movement speed, actually. It's a playstyle difference. It's just how he wants to play Lina, and it definitely has some valuableness. Now, it's not very good if the clockwork cogs you and catches you and makes you stop moving, but if he doesn't get hit by that, it definitely gives him some ability to chase and evade.
Yeah, at that point, you're just maybe Yules yourself and hope for the best that the cogs will come down and you can race yourself out from trouble. Ain't going to be easy, though.
Yep, and again, Newbee is 5-manning, big surprise, or better yet, 4-manning is PL here. Where's PL? He's actually pushing bottom.
He might not be there now, but he could be.
We're actually moving to him.
Oh, okay. That's an Aegis down. Sumail charges forward, counts him out, but he's not going to make it away. Jude catches him on the way out, and he's got the dust pop. Sumail goes for the self-Yules here.
He's very dead.
But he is very dead, and he just offs his own head.
The Bloodstone, that benefit, man, the suicide is very nice there. That would have been big gold. PPD dying to the last strike, but costing him a 10-second BKB. That's not terrible. Not terrible. And the suicide by Lina, just so important. That would have been at least a level. Tons of gold given to the enemy team. Like, despite Lina only being 1-3-0, Sumail's actually playing pretty okay, I think. Like, he burned the Aegis. That prevents Newbee from being able to pressure as dangerously to the high ground. So I think it's completely worth trading your suicide there for the Aegis, especially at this stage in the game.
Look at Fear. He is just scouting out for maybe any stragglers here. I haven't seen much from him as of recent, but he has been able to throw together a BKB, a full 10-second one,
that's amazing.
On top of his Desolator already, so he can now do some work. He just hasn't really been out there to find the work quite yet. He's more content on being able to build up this bit of farm, and then when Newbee try to sleep on him, he's going to show him really what it's made of here. We'll see if that's the case.
He did the partial TP back and now running immediately towards Rabbit. Will he spot the real? And the sentry actually spots out Fear, so things get a little scary here today. Vision, June chasing after Universe here. He's got a 4-staff still and a blink. He's waiting for the Cog. Cog's going to push him back. Universe going to go the opposite way into trees. Burst Strike first, 4-staff next, and here comes TP. Will he be able to get out? Doesn't catch him.
He makes it out. So does Owie. Fear doesn't feel threatened yet. He's going to still wait it about for now. Good, quick escape right there.
He's got to be scared, though. Oh, Banana's got Light Strike, right? Really good spell to steal here. Instant cast time when you're playing Rubik instead of the delayed of Lesh and Lina. So he can easily chain stun for up to 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, with that telekinesis.
That is amazing. So pretty scary for them.
It's the poor man's Lina combo. Almost even better. You get your own little self-fuels.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the quick reaction. Makes it very, very nice. But, oh, you see, they're going to work through their own side here.
Clearing their jungle, I guess.
Yeah, they're just going to look at continue to itemize. It hasn't really been on EG to pressure. It's very apparent that Newbee seem to be more in control with the team fight for now. EG not looking to oppose it yet, but maybe go for their own quick picks and try to slip out. But here's Newbee again on the move. They've been very successful this game with the majority of their smokes. And when they have June out in front here, anything they spot, he has been on the money with a lot of his hooks.
Sumail doesn't spot out. Lina misses the hook.
Nice
AY is going to juke right. I think he's still very dead, though.
Yeah. Forsen does get the silence, but he pops Blade Mail in case there's a Mystic Flare response. It doesn't matter, though. The rest of the team is there. EG just going to be losing. They're a little support owie, but it's just another kill for Newbee.
Yeah, they kind of have poor ward vision right now. I'm not quite sure if they got dewarded a lot, or I know they got the aggressive ward in the jungle got spotted, but they have a gem on Wish Doctor. That explains everything. So this one observer where they do have on the map is good for anti-gem, but looks like they might swing in, trying to get behind Sumail, but instead they're going to find PPD. If they do actually approach and wow, PPD goes, oh wow, I should be dead right now, but looks like they didn't think I was there. So
yeah, he's able to make it back away, and Sumail just instead heads up more north and joins up with Fear and Universe and company and doing some Newbee jungle farm. So Newbee just gonna have to pull back there without being able to find any sort of catch, with the exception of Owie previous to it. But they have been slowing down a bit as far as the objectives go. I imagine they're looking to get this pick in mid lane so they could follow up with that tier 2. But the opportunity really has not presented itself.
They found the ward. The one ward they had is gone. PPD's got another one in his inventory, but I think that's about it for now. That makes the game very, very difficult, especially when they 5-man. The counter to 5-man is see where they are and go somewhere else. Get farm, split push, but when you don't know where they're moving, you're just going to keep running into 5 heroes, which is basically what keeps happening. They keep getting one pick, and hopefully for EG they can keep their farm up. Keep Lina getting another item and another item. She needs BKB so bad, because once she gets it, she's going to be a huge threat.
And Universe by them might be able, not Universe, Fear rather, might be able to throw together his next damage item, whatever it may be. Right now holding about 1,500 gold. Where do you go from here after you've already completed your Deso and BKB?
Maybe Diffusal Blade, maybe, because it will be able to be used to remove the Ghost Scepter. It also does all physical damage, so it does kind of stack with the Desolator, but as a whole, it's a weak damage item. It's a possibility. Probably better off just building a Daedalus, though, just for massive physical damage output. You could also get a Solar Crest. It's good against the PL because it'll give him evasion, but not useful at all to defend himself against Lesh, unless he's trying to kill Lesh. And actually, he does kind of have a Lesh counter. Lesh has the BKB and the Bloodstone, but he's only got 7 armor, so if he does pick up like a Medallion here, but he's also weak on item slots. Medallion is an item slot expensive item since its peak gold is low, and he's already got a Soul Ring and an Aquila. I feel like he just has to go for the big items here because it'll make his item slots a lot better. So I'm going to guess Daedalus here is going to be his pickup, and that's I don't know, that's what I assume.
Yeah, raw damage might be the answer they need. Sumail gets caught out with a hook shot.
Got BKB though.
Now they can't go around to June as he pops Laguna though through the BKB.
Oh, great
stun. Happening. Beautiful
double
setup.
stun.
And, oh my goodness, Universe follows it all up with a beautiful epicenter.
And they got the gem.
3. Gem snagged up. Rabbit He doppelgangs, goes up north, looks to retreat. Him and Banana, the lone survivors here.
Oh, they get the Yules on top of Rubik. He can't get out. He only has Ghost Scepter and another kill. 4 dead now. EG waiting for that team fight all game. That's got to feel good after last game, man.
Oh, yeah.
They got the runaround, but this game, the BKB was finally ready. Sumail had the items he needed. He pops the BKB, and despite the great force staff from Clock, boom, got blown up by the Laguna Blade. Actually helped out by the fact that he hasn't gone eggs, and that's probably why he hasn't gone eggs this game, because they've got a Skywrath Mage. If you turn it into pure damage, then you don't get that bonus. So all you need is the Mystic or the Arcane Seal, and bam, it's like you have an Aghanim Scepter, and they blew up that Clock, and the follow-up stun afterwards was game-winning after the fissure. Just set up for that easy triple kill, and bam, huge EG advantage. They are totally in this game, and they totally have the counters to beat out the Lesh late.
That definitely puts the ball right back into their court, and they're not looking to let go anytime soon. They follow it up, they get their own push. They don't do much to the tier 2 here, but the pressure is on Newbee to take the game back. They can do it. And for Moo, he does have a good chunk of chains saved up here, looking to itemize further. 2,200 gold on his Lesh. June, he's going for an Aghanim Scepter here on his Clockwork. And Banana just looking to continue to ward up at this point. They are just scouting out this Roche pit. It's a bit of a longer timer. Unfortunate for Newbee.
They didn't see this ward. They might not get it, actually. Look, they're putting sentries down. It doesn't quite have vision of the observer ward. They'd have to run up the hill to find it.
They're feigning the wards down. Look at this.
They're like, we want Roche. We want Roche. It's up in about a minute and a half. And I think EG can take the fight easily if they see it coming. And they've got an observer ward in the area, and they've been spotting all this movement. God, so many sentries put down.
They put down 5 wards within 10 seconds here at the bottom, and they don't even see the 1 ward EG has over here on the high ground. It looked like they rocketed near it, but they didn't quite get the glance at it.
And they lost the gem. That was 900 gold that the Witch Doctor spent, which delays his Aghanim Scepter.
Yep.
So despite the pretty much perfect game up until this point, 1 teamfight loss, and boom, Newbee's in a bad spot because they spent all their gold on teamfight items and were winning items, basically. And now that they lost that fight so hard, it puts them in a weird spot. Peel's got pretty good farm. He can deal with their heroes a bit, but there's so many good synergy heroes on EG. Stuns, magic damage, and some physical damage to back it up.
It's smoke time here for EG. Yep, they pop it right there, and they're going to go right back on the move while they feel like they have this bit of advantage. And what's worth to note, PPD got his biggest economy boost of this game so far because of that previous fight. He's actually getting pretty close to a Blink Dagger now, which, you know, in this kind of position, that's really all Earthshaker needs.
The old smoke to find the team waiting for the Roshan. And they did lose their observer ward over here that was spotted eventually. EG will poke into Roche. It will be there, but will they go for it? They probably won't. Both teams are going to be aware that it is going to be up, so EG would rather fight first. If you go in for the Roche, you can get 5-man wipes so easily. Too scary, especially with a Clock.
Yeah.
So they lose their vision control over Roche. They do put another observer ward down, though, but with that gem, they're going to de-ward. They're going to be like, wow, 300 gold spent on sentries. All for 1 ward, and they kill the enemy ward as well. So I think it's going to be a bit of a stalemate now. Both teams will hang out close to the Roche area because neither one wants to let the other team take it.
Yeah.
And will one team be able to force a fight? Let me check smoke inventory.
I was just saying, I just checked them. It looks like they're on cooldown.
Okay.
Definitely for Newbee. I'm sure they would have loved to have got one there and then be able to go back towards the Roche, but they don't have that as an option.
And now things get really tough then.
Yeah.
They don't even have a Glimmer Cape. It's Banana's Ghost Scepter rush here, I think, was a bit of a mistake, actually. Ghost Scepter helps you against the Clinks and all, but if that was a Glimmer Cape instead, then it would be able to help your allies, and it kind of serves a similar purpose. I feel like he made a mistake going for this item.
Yeah. Very good against Mystic Flare as well.
And Lina, like, the Ghost Scepter helps him versus the Clinks, nothing else.
After he Yules, it makes for an easy ally setup to save him with the Glimmer, but not going to be the case this time. Well, Newbee are up to snuff with their latest Dota 2 items, so Glimmer certainly does add a whole new element to the game. Fear, though, creeping into this mid lane. Newbee nearby, but they're hanging out near the secret shop for now. Both teams very timid at this point.
Let's talk about itemization a little bit. It looks like Clinks is going for the Daedalus, so not too surprising there. But the really cool one is the Phantom Lancer one. He went for an S&Y build, which is almost always a Manta for PL, but you don't really need the illusion spawn as much as you have in the past when playing PL. There is a silence against him, but there's so many stuns that Manta doesn't really cut it. So he says, well, I'm going to buy BKB eventually, 100%. So I'm going to get an S&Y because it's a better damage item. And it really is. So I kind of like the BKB. It's very rarely done here, but I think it's the right choice in this example because of the amount of stuns there are.
They smoke, they go into the pit. Lesh steps out, and immediately it's pinged and spotted out from this EG ward. So they know this is happening, but it looks like they're not going to look to respond. I don't think they know they're not going to make it there in time. Or
I'm surprised
they are
about that.
Converging, actually.
They are, but they're so late, it's going to be dead.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think at that point you should have just went to do something else. They think they can show up in time, but they're not going to make it. That means that opportunities like this. June moves in, misses the hook, forces thereafter, gets a hold of PPD. He ends up losing his own life. The Laguna's going to be there. Sumail not going to get the reflection damage because of the BKB.
Sunshine goes down.
Yeah, big catch with
Universe.
Moo as well. And Moo gets hit real hard from Fear. Still turns out to be a big EG fight. They're not able to take down Rabbit at all.
Oh, misses the burrow on Rabbit. Oh, he's going to TP. Can he get out? Oh,
nope.
Yules.
Quick Yules. Now can
No
they follow
stun.
it up? Doppelganger away. No stun available.
Stun misses.
Yeah, that one will miss.
All right, they'll have a burrow strike in 1 second. That's a dead hero. What a fight from EG. That felt like Newbee throw to me completely. The synergy of EG is really showing though. And Bloodstone paying off again. Look at all this attack speed from Sumail, plus the Desolator. That looked like 2 Clinxes hitting a Leshrac, not just 1. So that was amazing. But the main issue was that clock hook. It caught neutrals. It eventually got on top of the Earthshaker, but he completely segmented himself from his team. He had to wait for his team to get closer, then hook shot in. Because he basically traded his life for a BKB on Sumail and the ulti from Lina. Not worth it at all. He had no chance of killing the Earthshaker there if Earthshaker had backup. So that was just really poor play, I think, from the Clockwork, which forced his entire team to segment. They had to follow, and then they were just completely vulnerable to all the other nukes and the epicenter and all that stuff. Newbee was not far enough ahead to take a fight like that.
Couldn't agree anymore. Beautiful positioning ended up working out because they split this way. They looked to go for the backstaff, but that means the 2 hardest hitters right here were able to just catch everyone on the way up in a kind of a bad and blind position. That choke point working out beautifully for Evil Geniuses. And now look at this. This game tied up 14-14, but when you look over the net worth graph, it shows a whole new story. It's EG well on top, pushing near that 10K net worth peak. And it looks like they're going to be in good standing if they want to close the series out 1-1 and split at least just 1 point each in their debut. But we'll hold our breath for now. They come out in 2 big skirmishes. Yeah, the Aegis is grabbed up and then quickly taken away from the side of Newbee. But we'll have to see how strong their defenses could be, because soon enough EG are going to come and knocking on the door.
And they are.
And that could be very soon. Universe only leading out the front. Burrow strike in on the June with a setup from a Mystic Flare. And they're going to get the easy pick on the Clockwork.
Sandstorm Steel, not exactly what you're looking for when you're playing Rubik. And they will collapse, so they find the Observer. They actually haven't. Oh, they're going for the setup to get him.
Universe
strike
leads in, gets the Yules. And they're going to get the next kill on the Banana. Now an easy cleanup from Fear is going to eliminate this tier 2. No backdoor protection is going to stop them from doing it. And they're going to go for the tier 2 next, it looks like. Just one right after the other here. And it looks like Sumail has to deal with the split pushing Rabbit. Gets out the Laguna. Rabbit almost in trouble. Doppelgang behind Sumail. Gets caught out with the Yules thereafter. And an easy solo pick for the young gun. Sumail on his Lina, making it look so easy.
And another kill going on. Leshrac just died by the Roche pit. Now they have the gem back from their opponents. They have huge ward vision advantage, and their hero synergy and their counters are working perfectly. There's almost nothing Newbee can do at this point. They're just running right over them. There's even a Shiva's Guard on the Lina now. This is going to reduce the attack speed of the PL by 45. That's a huge reduction. And all those illusions attacking much, much slower. It's a huge advantage.
Yeah, and you can easily identify the proper PL because of the damage being put out from the Shivas to begin with. It's coming together beautifully right now for EG. They ascend into the high ground. They're knocking on the mid lane door. Forces out the buyback from PL, and that's all EG want. They see that. They're like, it's time to go. They're just going to see if they can force Rabbit to just have to go into his piggy bank, and he was hoping to save that money for the retort, but it's not going to be there. EG, they're actually not pulling off too far. They think that they could take this game, or at least this mid-set Arax fight.
I think they can do both. I mean, they have a really big advantage here. The itemization comes together, the synergy comes together. Even with a semi-hard carry with Clinx, who sometimes peeks off a bit, they're playing Lina like a hard carry. It's really interesting. The build's working out. Yules goes on Fear. He might be in trouble. Fissure comes forward to stop it.
Oh, but June moves in from behind. Fear pops his BKB, looks to go for Mew, changes targets, and they quickly are looking to wipe him out.
Fear dying.
Lots of damage from that Death Ward. He does end up going down, but they get the Witch Doctor as a response. Look at Moo charging in BKB, going right for Owie. Universe in trouble, going to be ripped apart and now it's Rabbit. Moo does end up getting dropped. Beautiful setup with the Mystic Flare from Aoi and the Yules from Sumail. But now it's Sumail under pressure, getting swarmed from Rabbit. Rabbit looking to charge on in. And because the stun misses, he's able to get the kill. The suicide does come off, though, from Sumail. And a nice defense from Newbee in the mid lane. That all let out with Fear kind of being on the high ground because they had the vision. They Yules him up, and things get started a bit early there for maybe EG were hoping for.
Yeah, and Earthshaker as well was forced to blink aggressively to go for the fissure to try to help him out a bit, and then he ended up being out of position, so Newbee just kind of BKBs and runs him down, and the BKBs are really helping out there. So if it was just Sumail out of position, he BKBs, he can get covered and stuff, then it's fine, but because they had to reach out with like 2 or 3 heroes, it put him in a really bad position, and the BKBs ate up all the Sank. Sank didn't even get his ulti off there either. He didn't even go for it because they all had Black King bars. It's like, if you don't initiate first, then things are going to go really poorly for you, and that's completely what happened in that fight.
Newbee got feeling pretty good after that strong defense here. We'll see if they can use this bit of momentum to try to get this game back. It's certainly still in hefty favor for EG, sporting about a 15K gold lead. But they're going to need to do a lot more than that. They go right back to their jungle farm here. Do EG just go right back again, headstrong, right towards the Newbee side? I mean, fortunately for them, those big ultis were not used. Yeah. So they do technically still have them ready to go, and Echo Slam and Epicenter. I mean, why not give it another go?
I mean, Newbee's the same, really. They've got all their ultimates ready to go. They got BKBs up. I mean, they're going to be a little bit lower, perhaps. Lush is at 7 seconds here. Rubik's finished a Glimmer Cape kind of out of nowhere due to that fight, so things are getting a bit harder. They also lost the gem in that fight, and do they have detection? They actually have no detection for this team fight. They haven't been anticipating this Glimmer Cape, and it could be absolutely integral towards them losing or winning this fight.
Fear going right for the throne, going right for the
Witch
jugular, gets the one quick kill. Witch Doctor ult is going to be expended for it.
Just come right back, I guess. Like, now that that's gone, their damage potential is even lower here. But they're going to play it safe. They got the range barracks. They don't want to mess around. They're winning this game. They lost that team fight, and things get a little scary now, so play it safe, and I think that's what they're aiming for. Like, Sand King's very close to his next item. Ags, maybe a Veil, maybe a Sheep Stick, something like that might be really good. More disables is never a bad thing, and Sumail's got his Octarine core finished. They're sitting in a really good spot. Wait for their next set of items. And I think that's all right. Like, the only thing Newbee's close to that's going to be really big is the Witch Doctor ulti. The Glimmer Cape could do something. And Leshrac is nowhere near close to something big. He just finished the Ghost Scepter, so I think this is a smart thing. EG is getting bigger items in a very short moment, whereas Newbee's getting mid-tier items. So they just got to wait a bit, and then they'll be ready to go. It's actually 5-9 too.
Yeah, Newbee seem to be stuck on playing things on EG's terms. When they go down that mid lane, they're forced to huddle together and pull out the defense, and you can see how easily EG can manipulate that. They just have Fear, quickly sneak in, get the 1 racks, and they pulled out so fast. Newbee were kind of caught off guard. They committed the Witch Doctor ult, and then even after EG split and they went all the way back and they were doing their own Ancients and Sumail went to bottom, Newbee kind of stuck around in their mid lane defending for like an extra full minute before they realized, oh, EG's not actually sticking around and pushing. Yeah. It's a lot of farm time lost, and then they quickly split thereafter. Now it looks like EG are going to begin coming towards the southern side here. Maybe a possible push creeping in from the bottom half. All waiting, of course, for that Roche to go to the 8-minute timer, and we'll see exactly how long it will take.
And everybody on EG actually has really good farm. PPD, by far the least most farmed, only has Blink with an almost force. And that's completely fine for Earthshaker. You really don't need a whole lot more to be amazing at contribution with the skill points that you have. So they're in a good spot. AUI, as per usual, has ridiculous farm rate, Arcane's mech force, and a Glimmer Cape with an urn. So he's in a really good spot. Very close to the Guardian Greaves, so he'll have a couple more item slots and all that good stuff for his team.
EG creeping in this bottom lane now. Newbee already in their defensive spot waiting. This is time that Rabbit has to wait out and not be there. I mean, wouldn't you think maybe you should split push on the side and use your boot to travel to show up at the notice of defending? For now, Rabbit's just
I kind of agree with that. He's also very close to buyback though, so he's on cooldown with that. I guess you're right. He probably should be somewhere else maybe. Perhaps they're worried about getting ganked. Roche is up and it's dead already. Oh, hookshot comes in. Will he grab it? He does! He does grab it!
Whoa, what a play from June. That went down so fast and he was there to respond.
They have to get out. They're still gonna kill him. Stun comes on
Nope,
June.
they bump him back. He ends up getting
dead.
hit. He's not.
Oh, he's alive.
He forced out, got the blade mill off of the bear end, barely alive. PPD trying to go for banana and help, but Sanchez
Big dunk.
tries to drop it down, but can't get it off because of the dunk from PPD. No death ward for you. He's able to get the kill. A 2-for-1 split right now. Laguna out moo. Oh, he's running, but he gets caught with the Yules from Universe. And now his self-Yules. Thereafter avoids the LSA. Eventually the burrow comes through.
What a hook shot.
Gets the catch. Wicked 6 streak for him, but what a steal from June.
That was a great way to start the team fight, but Newbee was just a bit too far away. I really thought they were going to win that fight versus EG there with that steal. I don't think they got the gold, surely, but what a sick Aegis steal, and it made things very dangerous, but they are just too far behind here. This is a 20K gold lead. It's 80K gold for EG versus 55 of Newbee. That is a huge percentage advantage, and if they weren't so far ahead here in terms of farming due to the 5-man of Newbee, they would have easily lost that team fight due to that steal.
Maybe a wonderful highlight for June, but coming out with a win is what's most important, and EG are already going for that. Eyes on the prize, they clear out the mid lane, Rax bottom, and June moves in for Fear, forces to the low ground after the Fissure flies out. Fear eats the cheese, will be okay, as Owie helps clean up, and they get June dead.
He needed that, man.
Moves in for Sumail. This is probably the final hurrah from Newbee. It feels like trying to get EG away and out from their base. Does force him to scurry back. Sumail caught in a corner. Double steps, moves away. Now they get the Yules catch on the Sand
Oh, great defusal.
Diffuseled out of it. Goes, gets a glimmer, tries to drop
Oh,
it, but can't happen. Big burrow from Universe is going to stop him before he can get anything done. And now it's Rabbit on the run, but he can't make it away.
That is it.
They get the clean up, and that was the final hurrah for Newbee. They called game, and this series ends up being split purge 1-1.
Man, EG really still showing. Not only are they fantastic players, but what about that strat?
It was so well thought out. Everything synergized well. Tons of disables. They had Skyrat to amplify damage. They didn't get Ags on the Lina. Instead, they said, we don't need that. We're going to make you a carry with just Bloodstone and transition into whatever items we need. And that was a carry Lina, basically, in the mid-roll. Didn't even have carry items.